his problem. He should know where he is. He's supposed to know where he this. I'm bewildered. I don't know which court I'm supposed to be in. Doesn't mind me. Well, here's somebody.
Come up here. The state is ready on this case, Judge.
You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up.
I know that.
Let me ask you. You're Joseph Thibodeau. You're set for trial today.
Today?
Yeah, you're set for a trial today, sir. Don't act like you're bewildered. Yeah, you've got a theft case. It's almost 1,000 days old. Yeah. Well, and you come to court in a t-shirt. That's the best you've got to impress everyone about how important these proceedings are. Okay, what are you wearing it for then? To humiliate the court? What is it that you're wearing? Would you wear that to church? Why not? Why wouldn't you wear it to church? You got the cross out. That's which generally, unless you're using them as jewelry, that's kind of worn next to your heart. Not on the outside, but that's I guess your idea of but what are you wearing a t-shirt for here in court? My goodness. I mean, it's a felony court. You can go to prison, a prison facility, a prison facility. It's a felony. Really, I sound like I'm scolding you like I'm your mother or something. But I mean, aren't you? Are you an adult? You are an adult. How old are you? 25. You don't look like you appreciate the proceedings here and the importance of it. Yeah, I wouldn't. Why didn't you come in with a swimsuit? I mean, that would have been the next logical thing to wear. Good Lord. Look at everybody. Everybody's serious. These are important things. Most importantly, it's for you. I'm railing, and I have to say it. It probably doesn't do any good, but it just has to be said because there's just seems to be a lack of appreciation of the importance and the respect in certain functions nowadays. And you're Exhibit A. I hate to say, but really, nobody. Look at everybody. Look at everybody. You see anybody dressed like you're on the way to a clam dig?
Well, Zelensky just accomplished a t-shirt.
I'm not even talking to you. Can I see your driver's license? See, that's what you don't even have a driver's license.
Saying no respect. So we're ready if you want to send it to drug court. Here when
Ronald Tyler. Yeah. I'm tired. Railing on it. It's just howling at the moon. The moon will come back up tomorrow. Coyote still howl. Ronald Tyler. It's Gertz.
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Gertz. Yeah.
Mr. Tyler is present. He's outside, Judge. I would ask for a.
Who's on there?
Your client waive the formal reading of the indictment. So it's reduced to a third or reduced to, okay. Mr. Rodriguez, the state's elected to proceed on the lesser included offense of indecency with a child by exposure, which is a third-degree felony, from May 31st of 2022. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty to that charge because you actually did that? I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Parker?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you will be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like the agreement is for a 5-year deferred adjudicated probation, a $500 fine, and you'll be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. Do you understand? And is this does he have to register?
We should fill out that paperwork.
Yeah, so you need to make sure and do the registration. Do you understand as a part of this plea, you'll be required to register as a sex offender? It's on the tablet or there's two,
Okay.
either one.
Okay.
It's not.
Right, it's not.
You okay? Take a break, you're okay.
There's a big left hand.
Yes.
And it goes Romero.
All right, let's
One is my last one, and that's Christopher Watson. We had a deal, I had paperwork signed, but then he just.
Well, did you want to bring him out and talk, put it on the record or
Yeah,
not?
you can put him-
Yeah, okay. But let me get Audwin. What did you have? Louis Longo? Come on up, Mr. Longo. I got 2 cases on Louis Longo. And I think those files are going to be with you somewhere in a big old pile. What are you doing today? Is it leading to both or one?
Yes.
Both of these are motions to revoke unadjudicated probation?
Yes, sir. Same event. Most cases. He was on probation for both at the same time.
And so he's pleading to,
Count 2 and 3 on each MTRP. However, we do not oppose dismissing one if the state will agree.
what about allegation 1? The serious one. I mean, they're all serious, but the
Yes.
most serious is they
That's-
committed injury to a child
No, it's not a child. It's the stepfather.
or elderly individual
It's just
on or about October 23rd, 2023. He's on probation on those.
not on the new allegation.
Well, I have injury.
But that's
He's
a,
on probation for injury to an elderly individual, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Assault on a public servant. What are we doing? So we're not pursuing number 1?
No.
A similar offense that he's on
No.
probation for?
No, that's the one that's with the stepfather.
Oh, no.
And they are not pursuing that.
I believe it was refused by our office, Your Honor. It was a stepdad and he didn't want to follow through with the case.
Correct.
And I believe it was more of a Class A
Non-compliance.
assault,
Yeah,
more.
and it was- That was with the non-compliance, during a period of non-compliance with his medications. And the police had to be, they were called, but they not wanted to move forward with that job.
Sell it to me. Why this is the right way to do this.
Your Honor, this is a
Generally,
case,
people on probation don't get to stay on probation when they're not following the rules. One of the most important is
Your Honor.
going up.
Yes, Your Honor, this is a case involving Mr. Longo, and this is over a period of years. His father passed back in 1981, I think it was, and he's been under the care
How much
of.
time do we have credit for, please?
Pardon?
That was
Oh,
the
And
multicast.
he's been under the care of his mother, and his mother has she's 91, and she had remarried.
That's my grandmother.
That's your grandmother. Been under the care, under his grandmother's care.
How old are you?
I'm about 41.
Yeah,
He's 41.
she would have been 50 something if she bore him as a child,
Yeah. So that
which
was,
could happen.
but that was my mistake. But he's been under their care, and he's been diagnosed with bipolar disorder as well as a hold on one second, where yes, his father died in 1983 in a car accident, and at that time he stayed with his mother for a time period, but then he went into the custody and care of his grandmother. He has one brother. He graduated from Vider High School. His mom raised him as a single mom until the grandmother began to care for him. This has been an issue with him being compliant with his medication. Last time he has gone to the state hospital for treatment, and he remained in jail for about 3 years waiting for competency to go on that. So this is not the first episode, not the first time he's had to deal with episodes. And at this time, he's been compliant with medication since he's been in jail. And he understands the severity of this. And we believe that the police were called the
I
last
see a
time.
pre-sentence report. Go ahead.
The police were called the last time because he was not non-compliant, and that's what got him into this situation. And we're asking the court to consider that and allow him to remain on a mental health caseload and remain compliant as a part of his probation.
Reason why I didn't.
Oh,
He called in and I don't know what's his.
he,
I missed him, but I called him.
okay.
What's probation office say on this? Help me out, Ms. Caesar. The defendant, how has he been on probation? How, he was placed on probation, it looks like in August of 2022.
Yes.
And so that's been about a year and a half. Not quite a year and a half. So how would you analyze his response to probation?
The biggest thing is not following through with his medications, not showing up for his appointments, and not completing his community service.
Who's responsible for that?
He is.
Yeah.
He was living at the Devon House.
Ma'am?
He was living at the Devon House, and she's supposed to provide him transportation like to his office visits. And sometimes she doesn't, and he wouldn't have a ride. So I'll reschedule him again for later in the month where she can bring him to the office and ask for a phenotype. He's on the ACT team, and they provide his medicine. He just don't show up. He missed 2 appointments last year. And I think that's when the time that this alleged incident occurred, when he didn't show up at his appointments because he missed his medicine. I think he get the injections.
It's just my circle, and yes, I did. I missed like 1 or 2, I think.
What was it?
He missed 1 or 2, he thinks.
It was two appointments.
The pre-sentence report shows 9 events for which dealing with family assaults, for which he was arrested and or the police did
And my
report.
missing commitments if they were in Christmas.
Are you going to interrupt me? That's rude.
Sorry.
That's rude.
Sorry.
And that's not the way the rules
I
work,
don't
but
remember. They were hitting my mother.
you're going to keep talking or not?
Mhm.
You get a chance to be heard. Then out of those 9 events, but 2 were ever disposed of. Charges were withdrawn in 7 of those. But then we have 2 here, injury to an elderly individual that he pleaded guilty to, and assault on a peace officer for which the defendant pleaded guilty. Right? Right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Is that right, Mr. Long? You pleaded guilty to those, right?
Yes.
Okay, you do remember that.
Yes.
All right.
Your Honor, may I?
And no, let me finish the
Okay.
thought. So here, the plan is to just change the probation from a deferred to a regular probation. I mean, that's what it says, right? He's not getting a conviction of moving it forward. It's just 10/10, 180 days in jail. He's got 1,031 days. So what are we going to do with is this another 180 days everybody wants to add, another 6 months?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
From here, from
Yes.
today?
yes.
Any reason I can't do that? He's got 1,031 days approved.
We don't know the time period.
How much
that-
time
that
on
approved.
probation how much probation? How
He
much of
still
a
has
sentence
8
of probation has he received?
He received,
How much incarceration of probation? Did he ever have, required as a condition of probation to do upfront time? Okay, and the only reason he's in jail now is because of this motion to revoke probation?
yes,
Your Honor, I just
Yeah.
got,
Yeah.
I just received this case,
Uh-huh.
a couple of months ago,
Okay.
and I substituted in.
Okay.
Uh,
Are you ready? But you're ready to
yeah,
proceed.
we're ready to proceed. From my assessment of everything that's happened, this is a case where there needs to be supervision along with mental health care supervision. And that's what is my understanding that we will be doing, working with MHMO.
I thought we were doing that.
yes. He's on.
How did that work out? Here we are in a
That's
motion to
supposed
revoke
to be
probation.
180 days jail, I think.
That's not what the way we play the game. Just he knows that things have consequences. I mean, he's been arrested. Well, there's a criminal mischief of 6 months deferred in 1999. So we're talking about 25 years he's been in the system. He knows that 25, a quarter of a century. He's not naive to the way things work. He goes to court, he does something wrong, something gets filed, or if it's a criminal case, he has to go to court and answer for it. I'm just curious, what are we doing that hadn't already been done?
The thing that's different now, Your Honor,
Yeah.
is we're not dealing with ordinary situation. Compliant
God
is much
bless.
better.
There's not a case that comes up before that I couldn't say the same thing.
I understand.
Everything is unique up here.
I
It's a
understand.
unique situation, foreign for the most part from my experience of life.
Correct. How long have you been in jail?
I did 3 years before I got probation for this probation that I'm on, and then now I just did 2 months.
Okay. He's been in jail 2 months. He realizes if he does not remain compliant with his medications, he's subject to go to prison.
Wait. When did you figure that out? Just recently?
No,
You've known about this the whole.
Me I don't take my meds. Every once in a while I miss them. And my mother keeps accusing me of not taking them.
But now don't you take injections?
Even whenever I take, no, I don't. No, no. Even whenever I take them, I sometimes lose it, you know. Even whenever I take them, and it looks like I'm not taking them, you know. That's all I got to say about that. Lying.
Cat's out of the bag,
That's what
buddy.
my mother keeps reporting and everybody keeps reporting.
Cat just jumped out of that bag.
But
He
I'm
keeps getting involved in family violence when he's taking his medicine. How does that serve the interests of what we do up here by continuing him on probation? I mean, either the medication, I mean, he just said it. Is that what we're going to do? Send him out and about into the community and continuing on a medication that is not working?
I went to the hospital and I changed my meds. That's all I wanted to say about that. I did. I went to the hospital.
What's the state saying?
But,
What do y'all want to do? You heard what he just said.
Man, we have a moment.
Yeah.
so about ready.
On probation. Well, everybody's thinking about it, and discussing things.
Your Honor,
What is it from your point of view, do you feel like is the right way to handle this particular situation? Well, you're gonna be heard last and impact me. Yeah, you're seeing him every day. You just heard, he says, yeah, I'm taking my medicine. I'm still doing things
Yeah, that's
that
the.
get him in here.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a problem. I mean, really? The next time something happens, it's on my watch and somebody's going to say, who's to blame? And they go, well, the judge heard that and he still let him out. Did everybody hear that? Everybody heard that. I'm not going to be standing out by myself. What do y'all want to do in light of that? I think something needs to be done to ensure if he's going to be out and about in the community, and he has to take medicine, that it's something that's effective and it's working.
and he said your medications has changed. When did that change?
Whenever I went to BNH, and that's
I don't know when that, when was that?
I
In
missed the rest of
1970? When?
No, when
What-
was
help me
it
out.
was-
I don't
it
know the
was,
dates.
I got out on Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving.
This past Thanksgiving?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 24th, I think it was, or the day Thursday. I forget. It was on a Wednesday, and then I couldn't report to her because I didn't have a phone. It was a holiday, and
Okay, so you were out
then
at
the
Thanksgiving?
Monday right after that, somebody said most of them were
Yeah, it was 5 on 11/20.
yeah. But I got out on the 24th on Wednesday.
Okay. From probation. What about this thing about
That's why I didn't report. I was
the medicine?
I don't know about the medicine.
You heard what you just said.
Yeah.
I mean, so is the medicine change that he says occurred? Do we know about that? And
We don't.
okay.
if we had some time to confirm that, would that help?
Well, we need him on. I'm not letting him out until I'm convinced that he's got a medication that helps him make the right choices, not fails to help him make the right choices, because it's obvious, we all agree, he needs some support from the medication to help him follow the rules. Well,
Suppose I get.
y'all do what you need to do, but
Okay.
let's make sure that
I'll
loose
get the
end is
records of
covered.
what's being medicated now
Mhm.
and what it was then and the assessment of the doctor.
Do you know what the
Doctor,
medicine is?
No.
Do you know the name of the medicine?
Latuda and Fexer and trazodone at night.
Yeah, there are 3 medications.
Yeah.
to take? Okay, what's the new one?
The new ones are Latuda and Fexer.
2 of them. And
Yeah.
that's new since Thanksgiving?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And what are you saying since Thanksgiving with those 2 new medications? How are you responding?
I'm doing okay. I mean.
I want you to do more than okay. I want you to do well.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I mean,
Okay. Before then, which medication was failing to help you?
I don't know, I changed from
It's
Seroquel to this, and Seroquel's, I guess it wasn't big enough dose because it was just 200.
well, but we're not doctors. We don't know, but
Yeah,
you're saying from Seroquel to the new medication has been a positive change. Helped you. You're responding
I'm together is what I think. I'm together, I'm focused, I got my schedule.
How often do you take the medication?
I take it every night.
Night before bed?
Yeah,
Okay. All three?
yeah,
In what form are they? Are they pills or syrup?
yeah, they're pills. They're pills. It's not the shot, it's just a pill. It's just a Latudo. That new one's on commercial.
Let me ask you this. Do you ever have a night where you don't take the medicine?
No,
Why not?
there's nights whenever I don't sleep, but no,
Why do you take the medicine regularly?
I take it regularly
Why?
because I got a sickness and sometimes I can't even sleep.
Well, other than that, it's keeping you out of prison. You understand?
Yeah, yeah,
With me.
yes, sir.
So you have a motive to do the right thing, right? To help yourself.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel better when you take the medicine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. It doesn't have adverse effects except
No,
sleep.
not really. I mean, I'm talking to the doctor about it right now, but
All right. There's this motion to revoke probation in each case. Does the defendant waive formal readings of these? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, Your Honor.
In summary, 33252 alleges that on August 29th, 2022, you were placed on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for the third-degree felony of injury to an elderly individual in this court. Is that true? And raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm all the statements you make today in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right. Were you indeed placed on probation in this court on August 29th, 2022 for that offense?
yes, sir.
And in 33442, also on that date, were you also placed on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for the third-degree felony of assault on a public servant?
Yes, sir.
All right. And in each of those two cases, allegation number 2 alleges that you failed to report to the probation office, Jefferson County Probation Office, on or about April 12th, May 16th, July 17th, and July 26th, 2023. In each case, allegation number 2 in these motions, and those failures to report were violations of condition 4 of your deferred orders, adjudication orders of this court. Is that true or untrue?
Yes, sir.
In each case. And what about this community service?
He had 600 hours in both cases, so he hadn't completed not 1 hour.
Yeah, you've been on probation now a year and a half. What kind of community supervision do you have? Did you have him planned to do?
When it was in Port Arthur, he asked me, could he go? I told him he can come to the probation office and do community service there. And then when he was in Beaumont, he could have went to the nutrition center or some other place and do the community service.
Okay, did you,
Projects.
and he failed to do that? Okay, number 3 in each case states you failed to provide verification of performing community service hours as required, as you have failed to do one, and you have been required to do those. Are those allegations true in each case?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading true, voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently to violations of that?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand by knowing and voluntary pleas of true to one or more violations of probation would be enough to grant these motions to revoke probation? Your probations can be revoked and you can be found guilty and sentenced up to 10 years imprisonment on each case. Knowing that, do you insist on pleading true today in each case on these violations?
All I can say is, so,
So yes or no?
Yes, sir.
yeah, I guess.
No, what do you mean? I guess is not the answer. Do you understand fully the consequences that
Yeah.
can occur?
Yes.
All right. Now, there are agreements here where you would be pleading guilty, found guilty in each case to those violations of probation, sentenced to 7 to 10 years in prison. However, that would those confinement terms would be suspended and probated, and you would be placed on probation. This says for 10 years, and I'm thinking about 8.5 years.
Yes, sir.
Is that your understanding of the plan? And you would get 180 days upfront time in jail as a condition of probation in each case. Is that your understanding of the plan?
Yeah, that's what the lawyer said. And
Is that satisfactory and agreeable with you?
he just told me something else, but no.
It's your choice. This is your life.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Is that what you're asking the court to follow?
Yeah,
If I follow this agreement in each case, you have no right of appeal of your cases. Do you understand?
yes, sir.
I'm going to show you in each case what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. I'm going to ask you, did you sign these documents in each case voluntarily? And is everything true and correct? You're looking at State's Exhibit 1 for each case.
Yeah, yes, that's right.
All right. State's Exhibit 1 is moved into evidence and
No.
without objection.
No objection.
So in each of these third-degree felonies, you were facing no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison and a fine up to $10,000. Do you understand what the punishment range is for a third-degree felony in general?
Yes,
We went over all of that when we placed you on deferred or unadjudicated probation earlier. And these sentences would run concurrently at the same time, you understand? And it would be 8.5 years rather than 10 here. That's what I'm going to follow. If that's good for everybody.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Changing the 8. Yeah. Since he's already done 1.5 years. Since the statute talks about you can't be on probation longer than 10 years, I think you can go deferred to regular probation. And that's an exception, but it's always seems to be subject to debate. You know what? I'm going to need this case. 33252 returned back to me, please. 33252. And I'm going to follow these agreements. Anything else to add?
I think
If not, I'm going to find in each of these cases, sir, that you have pleaded true to allegations 1 and 2 of the motions to revoke unadjudicated probation voluntarily, knowingly, and intelligently. That is enough to grant these motions to revoke probation by a preponderance of the evidence or greater. Motions are granted. Your deferred or unadjudicated probations have been revoked. Earlier in this case, when we placed you on deferred or unadjudicated probation in each case, you pleaded guilty voluntarily. You were mentally competent to do so. You understood and appreciated the consequences of pleading guilty. There was sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in each case. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in each of these cases of third-degree felonies, and I am following these agreements. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 10 years in each case. That is suspended. You were placed on regular probation for a term of 8.5 years on each case. There will be terms and conditions of probation which are normal and customary. Please make sure you follow those. or your probations can be revoked and you can be sentenced up to 8.5 years confinement in prison. The most important thing I think we need to ensure is that you are following your regimen of medication, effective medication. That's effective for you. You understand what has happened today, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good luck to you. Thank you.
I've got to get it signed, but.
I have those, documents back, Judge.
Hold on. I need 33442 returned back to me, please.